LHHATL Johnson has always been known for her bold voice and fearless spirit in gospel music. But this time her voice wasn't raised in song, it was raised in truth. At a live event, standing before thousands of people, she grabbed the microphone, her face serious, and declared words that sent shockwaves through the Christian world. "Kenneth Copeland, your prosperity gospel is a scam." The atmosphere shifted instantly. Some gasped, hands flying to their mouths in shock. Others clapped and cheered, finally hearing someone say what they had felt for years. This wasn't entertainment. It wasn't a casual statement. It was a direct challenge to one of the most powerful, wealthiest televangelists alive. For LHHATL, this was not just about Copeland. It was about the entire system built around prosperity gospel, the doctrine that promises blessings in exchange for money. She told the crowd, "People are giving away their money, their homes, even their hopes, thinking their lives will change. But the truth is, they are being trapped." And she wasn't speaking as an outsider. She was speaking as someone who had once believed those same promises. LHHATL revealed that in her early ministry days, she too fell into the trap of sowing seed money. She gave money she didn't have, hoping for miracles. She emptied her pockets while struggling to pay bills, convinced that obedience would unlock blessings. Instead, her reality was sleepless nights, mounting debt, and prayers that seemed unanswered. It was her own suffering that opened her eyes. "I know what it feels like to give your last dollar and still feel empty," she said. "That's why I speak out, because I've lived it." But it wasn't only her pain that pushed her to break the silence. She remembered one encounter vividly, a woman who gave away her rent money to a ministry, hoping God would multiply it. Instead, she and her children were left homeless. That broke LHHATL's heart. "If I stay quiet, I become part of the scam," she explained. "If I speak, I may be hated. But I'd rather be hated for truth than loved for silence." Her words cut deep because they weren't just criticism, they were testimony. She began exposing the hidden tactics of prosperity preaching. Fear mixed with hope, telling people they'll block blessings if they don't give. Manipulative stories of miracle checks and instant wealth to lure desperate believers. Lavish lifestyles of pastors flying private jets while their followers walk to work. And the never-ending cycle of giving, where failure to see results is blamed on the giver, not the preacher. "This isn't the gospel. It's business," she said firmly. But as bold as her truth was, it came with a heavy price. Part 2. Backlash, Courage, and a Movement of Truth. The moment LHHATL Johnson called out Kenneth Copeland, the backlash came fast. His loyal supporters flooded social media, accusing her of jealousy, bitterness, and even warning that she was bringing God's judgment on herself. Other preachers defended the prosperity gospel system. Some dismissed her as disrespectful. Others dug up her past mistakes, using them to discredit her. Critics argued that someone with her history had no right to challenge a respected minister. But LHHATL stood her ground. Calm and unshaken, she told her supporters, "When Jesus spoke against corruption, he was hated too. If telling the truth makes me an enemy, I'll wear that as a badge of honor." Her refusal to retreat made her even more powerful. Supporters saw her bravery and began to rally around her. People who had once been silent finally spoke up about their own experiences. They testified online about empty promises, lost money, and broken families. Her honesty became a spark. What began as one woman's outcry was turning into a movement of voices against manipulation in the church. Gospel artists and ministers even joined her, applauding her courage. One wrote, "LHHATL is doing what many of us wanted to do for years, speaking truth to power." And the more she spoke, the clearer her message became. This was never about hate. It was about protecting believers. She reminded the church, faith isn't a transaction. It's not buying God's love. Look at the prophets, the disciples, even Jesus. They lived humble lives, many in poverty. If wealth proves God's favor, then why were the holiest people often the poorest? Her words struck a nerve. For years, many had chased blessings instead of chasing God. But Luandria reminded them. The real treasure is not in your wallet, it's in your soul. She closed her message with a powerful challenge. Stop chasing quick wealth. Start chasing the heart of God. His love is free. His grace is free. His presence is worth more than riches. The room fell silent, not with shock this time but with reflection. People began to question, to search, to wake up. What started as one bold call-out had become a turning point. Luandria Johnson had given the church a mirror to look into, and an invitation to return to the roots of faith. Prayer, humility, service, and love. Her courage reminded the world that God's blessings cannot be bought, and His love was never for sale.